You don't.
Hold on.
You okay?
That is someone you have never given me the number.
Because I would be getting calls like this
It is
all the
impossible to
time.
communicate with you.
Random hours, you just screaming at me. That's why I do not give you my cell phone, because you abuse that.
Why do we need to be in any business together whatsoever? We don't.
Because the property
Why?
is an asset that we both share, and we agreed that we would
need
take care of
to-
that. Right. That doesn't mean we do it at a fire sale. I've been telling you we need to do this for years. That doesn't mean we're going to do it necessarily your way, and I'm going to lose any benefit I could have.
We do not need to be in each other's lives.
Then why are you in my door screaming at me right now?
Because you seem to think we should continue doing something.
What is something, Henry? What is it that I continue to believe? At least state it. If you believe, if I'm the one supposed to believe it, what is it that you're assuming I believe without stating what it is that you think I believe? What is it? What? I don't know what that means.
There's no reason. So,
What is it that you think I believe?
This is no diss against. It's sometimes people just don't match. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean I wish you dead. It just means we have two separate paths in life.
Right. Then that doesn't mean that I should disparage you from any prosperous profit you could get from this transaction just because I may be anxious to get out of it. I wanted to get out of it at the height of the market. I came to you several times and told you we should be thinking about this, and you completely ignored me. I called Lena and told Lena to talk to you about it, and she said she would, and you completely ignored her when she talked to you about it. Okay, so I did not do anything. I simply took the percent that you did not want to do right now, and that as a partner is the result.
How are you going to survive?
Okay, we're changing. That's why I don't want to sell it unless I can get profit, Henry, because I'm thinking about our survival. What? So I don't understand. It's a loaded question. You're saying at the same time, how am I going to survive? At the same time, you're saying that you're going to pull the trigger on me. It's like, I don't know what you want me to say, how to answer this. Yes, I need to survive. We need to make money. That's why I don't want to do it quickly. You're the one pushing to do it quickly, regardless of what how it's done detrimental to us. Henry, there's no way this is going to happen within 3 weeks. Okay?
Of course not.
So why are you screaming at me right now instead of taking care of the things that you could be taking care of?
Because it takes a long time to get these things in motion.
No, it takes an hour for you to print out a form and have someone sign it.
About everything else.
But you're screaming at me about stuff, and you're not even doing the things that you've had on your plate that are very, very important. More so than anything that I could be doing right now. But I'm doing things. I am doing it. I'm calling the inspector. I'm calling all the cities. I'm dealing with the contracts. I'm calling the real estate agencies. It's not like I'm not doing something. I'm trying to get the foundation of our plan intact. Who's going to represent us and make sure it's the right person and not just some guy down the street who doesn't even bother to give you a preferent comps and who's 4 of the things they give us have all been underpriced regardless.
As a courtesy, then call them and say,
I never hired them to begin with.
We never said we hired.
Exactly.
But you can at least...
You have the relationship with him. I don't have the relationship with him. Why should I call him and tell him I'm not going to use him? You can tell him I don't want to use him, but I know him from jack shit. I've never spoken to him before in my life. Why would you put him or me in that situation? He's going to be just as uncomfortable talking to me about it as I would be talking to him about it. We don't have a relationship. You have a relationship with him. And you hired him or wanted to hire him without even discussing it with me. You never discussed it with him. They just showed up one day. And didn't even tell me they were coming. I heard them upstairs. And you talk about communicating. You could have knocked on my door. Can we please talk to me? I don't want to yell at you.
How long ago was 9/11? This really sticks in my mind.
Okay, that is not true. If I did that, I must have been having a really, really stressful day. I don't think I did that. I remember calling you that morning and saying, are you okay?
I was at Dearborn. You were at Dearborn.
No, I called you to see if your family was okay.
How many? But
I don't remember yelling at you. If I did, I don't remember. I'm not saying it's not possible because people forget things. I don't remember. I can't imagine why I would yell to you on that day. I remember calling you and talking to you that day, asking you if everything was okay. Do you remember why I yelled at you?
My point is.
No. Do you remember why I yelled at you?
No.
Because I can't imagine why. It's possible because I was stressful, and at that time I had not realized. Sometimes I do. At that time I didn't realize I had not heard that message I left Simon when I told you I left Simon a message, and I heard it one time.
I don't know what message you left Simon.
No, I had told you this story that I left Simon a voicemail one time, and I had heard the voicemail play back on one of the machines or something, and I was just like gutted at how I was speaking to him. It hurt me, and I never talked to him again like that. And I try my best not to talk to you like that. So that was the 9/11 was before I had had that situation arise. So I might not have been aware how my tone can be, and I can get very angry, and it sounds very nasty. And so it's possible because I was doing it with Simon, so it's very possible I could have done it with you. But it wasn't something I don't remember. I don't remember the situation. So
I asked the year because it was that long ago that you would treat me that way and speak to me that way and just discard people. It was so long ago.
Yes.
It just goes on.
Yeah, it was before I gave you a part of the property because I was worried about your future. It was before
this is a
I made sure your sister got paid. It was before. I mean, what do you want me to say? I may not show the affection I have for you or the love I have for you the same way you show me in your mind, but that doesn't mean I haven't shown you in the ways. So why were you focusing on something from 2002?
2001.
When we had only known each other for maybe a couple months or a year at the most. I don't remember. Not very long at all. You're talking about, what about all these years in between?
For me to have it burned into my mind.
Yeah, I think that's something that's an issue with you hyper focusing on some situation, and you dwell in your mind and you create this antagonistic relationship that doesn't exist.
Was so miserable even at that point, and I should never have stepped into help. Never. Dearborn was saved because we got a loan in my name, because I had credit.
Right, and Simon and I had the money, and I had the equity in the house when I bought it without you.
Disappeared.
Right,
bankruptcy.
Right.
It's a two-way street.
What do you mean it disappeared in bankruptcy? Nothing. What do you mean? What do you mean? What disappeared in bankruptcy?
My life, my credit, my whatever. I just put it on the line.
Okay, that was done a long time ago. Bankruptcy only last 7 years, Henry. Okay, I'm not saying it wasn't a sacrifice, but I made the same sacrifice too.
Yes, so we made equal sacrifices. Don't pretend I didn't.
I'm not the one bringing it up, Henry. You're the one accusing me. I'm always cautious to speak before I consider the other side. You're the one who just keeps attacking me no matter what.
I gave you this because of...
No, I defended myself to you, Henry, because you were attacking me. I only countered your argument. I did not bring it up.
I don't know what you're talking about, paying my sister. Paying my sister what?
We used her credit card and we paid her back.
As we should.
Right, exactly. But I did it. So that's not something someone does if they're such a terrible person. They could have just were trying to screw you over. It's like you remember me yelling at you one day instead of all the other things I did that showed you my good intentions to you.
I remember you being miserable to me. Miserable.
You remember it that way, Henry. That doesn't mean that I was.
If that's my memory, then something happened.
What do you mean if that's your memory, then something happened?
That something happened to make me think that way.
So you're saying that there's no way you could have misunderstood or perceived the situation incorrectly?
Day after day, month after month.
Is that that's not a possibility in your mind?
Do you think?
Is that not a possibility that you could have perceived the situation incorrectly? You could have thought that I had some miserable feelings towards you when that wasn't necessarily the case. You could have misunderstood my facial expressions. You could have misunderstood my tone. I could have spoke out of my tone could have been bad, obviously, but you could have misunderstood something. Doesn't mean that my tone could have been bad. Doesn't mean that's my intention.
Do you remember Leah running away?
Could you have misunderstood it, Henry?
Potentially.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Do you remember Leah running away constantly because of your screaming, not my
Well, that's not true. Henry did run away, but Leo ran away whether it was rainy, sunny, snow, happy, whatever. That's what he did. He liked to go running around the neighborhood. It wasn't just because we fought. He would go when we fought really quickly, but he would go when
Let me
we
just
weren't
say-
fighting.
let me just
You
say-
turned your back on Leo and he was gone.
Let me just say, when I say we should never have been, it's not because I'm saying you fucking scumbag and I hate it. Some people do not have any reason to have a relationship. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean you hate me. It just means, you know what? You go that way, I go that way.
Right. And I'm not
And that's-
disparaging you that. But that doesn't mean we screw each other over in the process of doing that separation. That's like a husband and wife breaking up and saying, "No, I don't like you anymore, but I'm going to take you for every goddamn thing you have, and I'm going to ruin you, and I'm going to take the kids." That's nasty. That's not necessary.
You're the one that last week said to me, I'm going to get an injunction.
Because I said, if you're going to force me to, if you keep challenge me in this obstinate way with no reasoning. You're going to force me to do it like you forced me to do the first partition because you refused to put my name on the property.
I didn't.
I had to do it, Henry, because you refused to put my name on the property. So if you had died, I would have got nothing. I had to do it because you refused to meet halfway. You don't do anything unless you're forced to do it.
Do you think you've been good to me?
Yes. Have I treated you bad at times? Yes. But in general, I have been patient with you, Henry. I have been in this room for fucking 15 years, right? Because I'm giving you that opportunity to do what you need to do for yourself.
Again, I'm simply saying people don't have to belong together because once they hung out and were friends or something.
You keep repeating the same thing, Henry. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's why I told you I didn't want to see you today, because I knew you were going to have a sundown episode, and so I didn't want to argue with you.
Episode every day.
No, you don't. Some days it happens, and some days it's more severe. And I could tell earlier today, because it was kind of already starting, that it was going to be a bad night. Some days you don't have it. Some days you're just drinking at night. That's different than just sundowning.
I have it every day because every day is miserable to me.
That's something I want to talk to you about, and I've been trying to finish my video thing for you that you can show. Perhaps take it to your therapist, and she can consider that.
Because it doesn't matter. Again, with no
Henry,
ill will,
it does matter. If there's something you can do to correct it,
there's no reason for you to see me or me to see you.
I'm not talking about that. If I make you upset, I understand. That's why I don't see you, because I don't want to make you upset. So if you don't want to see me because I make you upset, I understand, right? But I'm saying that that's a separate issue from your being unhappy and feeling miserable. There should be a recourse you could try to make yourself feel better.
I feel so guilty when I wake up in the morning that I'm alive. When I know so many people who are dying, I feel so guilty.
Right. So that's interesting. So you feel a guilt. You feel a guilt about your ungratefulness to the world in general.
No.
But you have no guilt or any kind of gratitude toward me.
It's because I'm so
right? Is that what you're saying?
It's because I'm so miserable and unhappy.
But you feel this guilt for every stranger in the world that you don't treat them better, but you treat me bad.
No, that's not what I said.
You said you feel guilty that everyone else in the world that you did. You said you feel guilty about you being
that I wake up and I'm unhappy when there are people who are struggling to wake up.
Right. That's what basically you have this feeling of obligation, of responsibility, of empathy to the world, but not to me.
I'm here because
you're here right now is not in a calm, not in a pleasant way. It's not empathetic. It's not helping me feel better.
I don't mean this moment. I mean
but that's what you do, Henry. You do these moments a lot.
I mean, in all.
So maybe one day you should wake up thinking about me.
I've spent here.
Like when I bought you the hypercortisone right now, right? Those little gestures showing someone that they matter.
Do you remember one of your birthdays when I bought you cake and you threw it out because you thought it was poisoned?
That's possible because... Yeah, that's possible. Why do you think that's possible, Henry?
Because you thought I would poison you.
No reason to think. I should have no reason to think that, right?
Would that have been before or after you choked me and then stabbed me?
Okay, are you talking about the time that you broke into here when me and Frankie were here, and you were standing there, and you would not leave the prop? You would not leave. You
That
just
gives
were
you the
yelling
right
at
to
us.
Stab me?
Yes, to get you out of the room. I tried to force you out of the room. Did I not
2
stab
days
you?
before my brother got married, you choked me.
Henry,
You grabbed me
I'm
by the
sure you
throat.
were attacking me at
No,
that time too.
I was sitting upstairs in
Henry,
Julia.
I have never come to your room and to attack you. I've only defended myself when you come to my
It's
room.
nonsense.
When you come behind my unit, clawing your hands down the wall like some sort of, evil,
You have-
villain,
you have
and you
physically-
come into the room uninvited, and you just sit there and scream at whoever I'm in there
physically
with,
attacked me.
and you won't leave,
Whatever.
and you're drunk.
Again, I wish you no ill will. But we really need to come to the point where we don't, go have a good rest of your life.
I need money to have a good rest of my life, Henry. I didn't take money out of the account. You did that.
You have
I
no
didn't pocket
idea
money away. You did that.
How much
I didn't
money-
start another business on the side using our property as your office and all the resources of our
You think it's
accounts
fun
to
for me to sit
pay
in
for
your
the phone
office?
bill, to pay for electric bill, pay for the premium, pay for the UPS, pay for all that. I didn't do that. You did that. Okay, I put my company in your name. I shared my company with you. You made another company
We
and
are
did
not-
not include me in it. Okay,
Nobody paid UPS. Anything I sold, they paid the postage. I have not paid one dime in postage.
okay. You missed the point. Towards your comment about did I treat you well and did you treat me well? Think about that. I gave you
I
part of
know
my
the
company as a good gesture. You did not do the same. In fact, when we went and we agreed on doing the business account, when we closed the first one, and we agreed on doing the second one after a lot of the money went missing and we didn't know where it went,
This
and you were
is
the one in charge of
your-
accounting, we put that behind us. We let that go. I put it behind it. And I forgave it about it and just said, okay, we'll just put it behind
Nobody-
it. Okay. And then, so I said, but you need to not keep moving money from one account to another account, and you need to make sure that I'm on the accounts so that if anything happens, I have access to the funds and that I can monitor them, make sure everything's happening. And you would give me the statements, you would give me the bills. I said, if you do that, then I'll agree to let you take care of everything. Okay. So you agreed on that, right? And then it wasn't very long after that you slowly started to change and everything. You started to not bring me the invoices. And then you started moving money around. And then before I knew it, you changed the bank accounts. You removed me from the bank accounts. And then you removed me from your bank account. And then I called and I
Never
spoke
on
to
my
the
bank account.
Huh?
You were never on my bank.
Yes, I was, Henry. That was one of the agreements.
Am I on your? Don't be ridiculous. How are you on my personal checking account?
I was on it, Henry.
You were never on it.
Henry, I was on it. That was one of the agreements because you were moving money from the business account to your personal checking account, and I couldn't see what was going on because I wasn't on the account. So I said, if you're going to keep moving money around, I need to be on both. And I was on it. And Henry, I put the house in your name. Why wouldn't you put me on your fucking checking account? Even if you think you didn't do it, which you did, because that was one of the conditions of the bankruptcy that we did, and then the petition I filed to force you to do it, right? Even if that wasn't the case, and you didn't, my question is, why wouldn't you? Why would you object to that? Why? Was money missing from us because of my accounting situation? No. You're the one who had all the money missing, not me.
You were the one that wanted Sophia to do quote unquote your forensic account because you never trusted me.
No, because $1 million was missing from all the refinances and the construction we did on Dearborn and Santa. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you about these things, Henry, because you're just going to deny everything. Okay, please, can we talk tomorrow? I don't want to slam the door in your face. I'm asking you to leave. See, this is why you get choked or stabbed, because you won't go away, and you attack and you come in and you won't leave. Please go away right now, and we'll talk tomorrow.
You had Sophia do a forensic account.
No, she never did it. She never did it.
Well, that's what you told her to do.
She never did it.
I never gave
because
her.
you didn't want to pay her.
It's not true.
Okay.
Am I not going to pay Sergio's sister? He's your.
Okay, what are we going from one argument to another argument, Henry? God.